don't have any weaknesses that I can think of. I work too much. As a matter of fact, my work is my life. You know, I really don't like people that much. Hi there. If those are some of the answers that you're giving when you are asked the question, what is my weakness? Then this video is for you. I'm going to share with you today how to answer that question, what is my weakness? So I want you to keep in mind that this is not a trick question. Employers honestly want to know what your weaknesses are, because the fact of the matter is that everyone has weaknesses. Yes, we have strengths, but we also have weaknesses. They want to know, are you self-aware? Do you know what those weaknesses are, and are you actively managing them, actively trying to overcome those things so that they don't impact your interpersonal relationships, so that they don't impact your performance? And so you just want to be able to talk authentically about your weaknesses in a way that doesn't disqualify you, but that also shows again that you have that sense of self-awareness and that you are someone that's growing. Because if you don't have that awareness, again, an employer might think, oh, this person is saying they don't have any weaknesses. They probably, that can present problems in a workplace when you don't know what your issues are and you're having to interact with people. So they just want to know that you have that sense of self-awareness. So again, you can be authentic when sharing your weaknesses, and authenticity means that you're showing that how your weakness is relevant, how you're growing, how you're managing those things. But again, you want to be careful that you're not just sharing too much information, TMI, and being so honest that you're giving away too much. I mean, they don't need to know every weakness associated with your humanness, okay? Only those that may impact your ability to, again, work with others and perform. So we're going to talk a little bit today about how to answer that question, what is my weakness? My name is Adeniki McKinday, and I'm a purpose coach and a career strategist, and I help you get clarity, get confidence, and go out and get your joy-filled calling and career. So again, the key is not to shoot yourself in the foot. You don't want to appear as if you lack competence when it comes to that question of the weakness. But again, you do want to be self-aware enough to know that everybody is in the growth stage. Everybody is learning. You're not the same person that you were professionally in year 1 as you are in year 3, year 5, year 10. So you really want to talk about some areas where you have developed, and even if you are still developing in those areas, it's okay. You just want to be able to talk authentically about how you're managing those things and moving forward and learning and growing. So here's a couple of examples of how of a weakness that somebody may experience and how to kind of think about answering that question. So, are you used to working independently, but now you're in a team, or you were used to working independently and then you were put in a team and you just hadn't had a lot of experience working in a team dynamic? You really want to talk about how you were able to overcome that. So, example, let's just say you went out and you found some team experience. You joined a board, or you got involved in some community service, or you somehow got some team experience. You went and joined some extracurricular activities, even on your current job, that involved teamwork. You just want to talk about, the fact that, used to be that you were used to working independently and how you made all the decisions. You really didn't have that team dynamic, but, when you were going into the new role and understood that you would have to use those team skills, you went out and actively found ways to develop those team skills so that you could, again, be an effective team player. So that's one way that you might share how you overcame something that would be considered a weakness. Another example is perhaps you're naturally obsessive over details and you really get stuck on the minutia in errors that are minor, but again, they are errors. You might discuss how you have seen how that has held you back or kept you stuck on certain areas of a project when you really needed to move forward towards a deadline. So you can really discuss your process and your strategy for overcoming the fact that you're very naturally someone who picks up on small errors, and really discuss how you were able to kind of focus on the big picture and move forward, while at the same time managing that issue of, again, wanting to fix every little error along the way. So just having a process for describing how you overcome those weaknesses will go a long way in helping an employer see that you are a strong candidate for them, despite the fact that you have a weakness, because we all have them. So share your growth experiences and make sure that whatever that weakness are, you're sharing it in a way that shows awareness and that it is not stopping you from doing your best work. So let's jump right into the exact example. Thank you for that question. Absolutely. Just like I have strengths, I definitely have some weaknesses that I've had to overcome. And the one that comes to mind for me is really delegating work to others or asking for help. The reason why I struggle with really delegating or asking for help is because I'm a natural learner. And so I want to know everything. I want to be the expert on everything. That's really my personality, to really just, continuously learn and grow and have my hands in everything. And another reason for this, the reason why I developed this particular work style is because in many of the jobs that I've had early on in my career, I was the single point of contact. I was the person who was responsible for knowing everything in a specific role. I often did the work of 2 to 3 people, and so I just developed this thing where, you got to do it all. An example that really stands out to me, though, where I really realized that, in order for the company to really be successful, I was going to have to ask for help, was when I worked for the university, ABC University. And it was really like a startup in many ways, because we were the first office, that our corporate headquarters actually took to another state. And so again, I was part of the ground on the team responsible for getting that office open. And so when we opened, I came on board and I quickly became, started doing the work of HR. I was the office manager. I was the tech manager. I was the liaison to corporate office. And while I thrive on having so many different things and having these problems to solve and being involved in everything, after a while it became apparent, hey, you are literally doing 4 jobs, and I wasn't going to be able to sustain that. That wasn't going to be a model that the company could, really rely on in order to grow. And so I really had to sit down, break out all those particular jobs that I was doing, sit down with my direct manager and really talk through, the fact that we would need to bring additional people on to take on these roles. In the meantime, like I said, I was ready to put my head down and do what I needed to do, but that was not something that was long-term sustainable. So that really taught me that, it doesn't matter if you have a heart to do a lot of things and that you want to do a lot of things. At the end of the day, for long-term growth, for the company to succeed and for really everybody around you to succeed, you have to have the right people in the right seats. And so we were able to get that all set up, eventually get the right people in the right seats. I was able to take a role that was more in line with my strengths. And again, that really pushed the company to the next level.
Hi, I hope you found that answer really helpful in creating your own. Don't forget, use this framework to create your answers going forward, and you will be sure to not only increase your own confidence, but you'll start wowing those interviewers and those hiring teams. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can see the next time I drop an interview questions answered video. All right, you take care, and I'll see you soon.